Hey everybody, it is Pat again. This time with our weekly Oracle card messages. Messages for this upcoming week. So, for our Archangel that's overseeing us this week, I just posted one for the month, but this one's for the week. And so we did get a different Archangel that came out for us this week, and it's this one with Archangel Jeremiah and the message of life review. It says, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that's unbalanced. So in this first week of March, today's the 3rd, I believe, we're still in this final full week, really, of Mercury retrograde, which is a time where we tend to reflect and review things. So, at a personal level, you may be taking an inventory, a moral inventory, or just looking at patterns in your life. When that card comes up, it's also often a time when there's just memories. Maybe when you're sitting quietly, there's just memories of people and situations and previous times in your life that kind of float to the surface, and we review them. And we look at, the lessons that we may have learned during that time, or you maybe have memories popping up of someone a loved one who has passed on, and thinking back to what it was like when they were still around. And there's just a lot of that review going on. It's not necessarily wasted time or a bad thing. It's just, it's part of our human nature to look back and review those things. But and just to think about them in terms of, what did we learn from that time? What did we value about it? What pieces of it do we still carry forward with us? But in a larger way, obviously as a nation, we've been reviewing our practices for being sanitary and hand washing and things, the whole coronavirus issue that's in the forefront right now. We're looking at as a country and as a nation and a world, we're looking at our procedures, the way we do things, and reviewing them to see if there's anything that we need to change or fix about these procedures and processes. So a lot of that's because there are things that need to be changed and need to be healed. And so, it takes an in-depth review of those things sometimes in order to be able to see what needs to change, what needs to be upgraded, for these days and times. A lot of our systems in many places are old and antiquated, and they need to be brought up to modern times with the kinds of sources that we have available for us now. Even the internet, which we've been on for so long, that needs to be upgraded so it's more, secure. It was never meant to be. There's just meant to be an information highway, and we didn't realize we were going to need so much security features added onto it. So anyways, for this week, I chose to work with the fairy cards because I was outside today and it was such a beautiful day. One of these wonderful times midwinter. Usually March comes in like a lion, out like a lamb, but it's kind of coming in like a lamb. And it was one of those days where I was able to walk outside with a short sleeve shirt, and it was beautiful out. It was lovely. I've got my windows open to let in the fresh air. So let's see what the fairies had to tell us for this upcoming week. I went and picked cards ahead of time just because, in the interest of time. So one of the cards that came out was this one, Healing, Healed, Healer. And it says, healing energy surrounds you in this situation. So that obviously has to do with a situation that you're dealing with personally, in the sense of, some of you may be dealing with a medical situation or a physical situation in your body, or there may be a relationship that you're healing from or that needs healing. So the fairies are letting you know that the beginning of the week has to do with the healing of that. There's a focus on it, and healing energy is surrounding the situation. You may have called out for help, and this literally has an angel directing that healing energy to the person in the picture. So there's a focus on healing at the beginning of the week. And then we have this this beauty card that popped out of nowhere. Kind of popped out of the deck today. So, whenever I see that card, I feel like it's about spiffing up a little bit. You're doing those little things, maybe you're getting ready for a date, or you just, doing those little things that tweak your physical appearance. Maybe you're getting your haircut, or having your nails done, or you're getting some new clothes, or you're getting your eyebrows done, your face made, whatever it is. I know I desperately need a trip to the hair's not working, so I desperately need a trip to the beauty parlor. Anyways, it also speaks to seeing the beauty inside yourself, and which often comes about from healing the inner you. There's an awareness of your own inner beauty that comes forward. So, in addition to that, the fairies are telling us that there's some dreams coming true. Okay, which also can be the result of things being healed, situations being healed, and being made aware of the beauty that you shine out to the world. It brings in fulfillment, or things that you've been longing for or working towards for you. So it definitely seems like there's some happy outcomes this week for some people. And then as we get later into the weekend, this quiet time card comes up. So it feels like it might be kind of a busy week, a lot going on. In addition to what's going on in our personal world, obviously we're processing what's going on in the world at large with the elections. This, today's Super Tuesday. And, as we're reviewing and healing from past situations, if this is part of what your review is about, or looking at patterns, that can come up a lot with that card too. Patterns of behavior. If you're noticing that a pattern keeps repeating in your life and you're looking to see what you can do to kind of break free of that pattern. But anyways, by the end of the week, we're spending that quiet time away from things to kind of just process stuff. Process what's taken place. If you did have a big dream that came true for you this week, then you're taking the time to process it and decompress from everything that's gone on. Okay. Now I went ahead also and picked some, since Archangel Michael showed up in that revisited March reading, I pulled out some cards from him as well. So, and this is interesting because we got shield yourself, ask for help with this situation, ask him for help with this situation, and focus on divine and perfect health. So given this situation with the coronavirus, it doesn't surprise me that these cards have shown up this way, because shield yourself is about both him protecting and shielding energetically, like visualizing that energy shield around you to bounce away negative energies. But also, this is about steps that you're taking to protect yourself. Sanitizing, staying away from environments where there's a lot of people or where there are a lot of germs could be passed back and forth. And we're focusing upon our health. There's a big focus. As far, one of the things that's been reviewed out in, on TV and may come forward again in a variety of different places, I'm sure reviewing it, is our hand washing and sanitizing and things that, we normally are, things like that are being reviewed to prevent the spread of this virus. And so that's definitely in the forefront. And you're focusing on what we can do to protect and shield our health. Okay. And and Archangel Michael, urges us to ask him for help with whatever situation that we're dealing with. Okay. Whether it's personal or global, we can send him in and ask him to come in for help. And that may be what a lot of you are doing. It's just that you're reaching out to, whether it's Archangel Michael or a divinity that you feel most aligned with and pray to, you may be reaching out to that for help to keep you safe and protected as much as you can. So anyways, those are some of the messages that we get for this coming week. And I just noticed that there was a bit of a confirmation from the in the original reading that I did for it was back in the middle of January, and I did it for the beginning of the year, kind of January, February, March. One of the cards that had come up for March from the Stephen Farmer deck was Wind Activation. It was called Wind, and Activation was the subtitle of it. And I felt like it was going to be about storms coming up in March. And I just saw on CNN that there was a huge tornado. I forget where it took place, but a lot of people were hospitalized because of it. So anyways, I hope you have a lovely week, and I look forward to speaking with you all again soon. Take care, everyone.